Welcome to Advanced Vedic Mathematics course, Phase 2, Purushottam Yoga, Chapter 15, Geeta Chapter 15, Lesson 53. Here the focus is going to be upon Chapter 15, Shaloka 3. Let us first recapitulate that Shaloka 1 had reached at manifestation of 8-directional frame, and this manifestation has been of transcendental content flow from the eastern window, and this had reached the Kendra center, creators of space, and same manifested at the transcendental center, complete fulfillment and manifestation of the creative boundary of 10 components of the transcendental cavity of the creators of space. And this transcendental cavity is having a self-referral base, and the transcendental boundary of the self-referral base is of 12 components: a raised to power 6 is to 12, b raised to power 5. This 210 units manifestation of the creative boundary plus value 12 as of the base makes 222, which is parallel with the total structural components of 8-directional frame. In this frame, the spatial order format, plane as a format, has a cube 3 space as its origin. This within creator's space amounts to that the spatial dimensional frame of quadruple spatial dimensions has superimposition of a solid order, and it is this superimposition of solid order makes value 81, and as such the first phase reach is 210 as manifestation of the creative boundary of the transcendental origin. 12 units are maintaining the base at whose boundary is transcendental component, and 81 are the units which amount to having superimposition of solid order upon the spatial dimensional frame. Total units are 291. These 291 units, transcendental units, are equal to the TCV value of the text of Shloka 1 of Chapter 15. It will be a very, very blissful exercise for each one of us to have a complete follow and chase up, for all these steps, that how phase 1 is manifesting this 8-directional frame, and in this manifestation at the center is a creator's space whose origin is of a transcendental cavity. This transcendental cavity is having a creative boundary, and this creative boundary is a manifestation of 210 units, while the base of this creative boundary is of 12 units, and the spatial order, the spatial dimensional frame with superimposition of the solid order thereupon, is having 81 units, and total that way are going to be this number of units for the dimensional frame, and 81 are the units which are having for the solid dimensional frame superimposed upon the creative domain. Now, this attainment, as is of the first Shaloka, the transition from Shaloka 1 to Shaloka 2, here there are 9 words, here are also 9 words. Here the total TCV value is 291 with above split up an organization, and here we are having 367 in all, and the organization of 367 has been 222 plus 145, and 145 is having organization of 45 and 100. 45 is equal to 22 plus 23, which makes H6 and small h6 as 6 space in the role of origin of 5 space, and 100 is going to be remanifestation of the spatial order of quadruple quarters of square of values 9, 6 and 6 and 4, 25 as the first manifestation, and the first manifestation, and at second manifestation 25, 25, 25, 25 is equal to 100 as a second manifestation of the dimensional frame. This background, this attainment as is of first two shlokas. Now let us visit Shaloka 3. Its text, which is a letters text, is to be translated into numbers text, and ahead there will be a translation to Sthapatya, and it will take us to dimensional content, full unit and half unit bodies. The translation of this text will take us to 407 value. The text of Shaloka 3 of Geeta is having TCB values 407. So we are having 407 transcendental content units with us. These units, as these are having organization as 202 plus 185, and the value 185 is having an organization of 5 multiplied by 37, and 37 is having an organization as 18 plus 19, and these 18 and 19 are having an organization as H5 and small h5. This amounts to 5 space as origin of a 4 space. Therefore, when we have a sequential revisit, then see Shaloka 1 is manifesting 8 directional frame, and beneath it at the center there is a reach up till the base, and it is this base which has been for the transcendental origin, and it is this cavity which is full with 210, and 12 are the units which are at boundary, and then this upper layer of 222 is attained. At the next stage, the reach is at 267 plus 100. This 100 is the remanifestation for the spatial order. This is 9, 6, 6 and 4, the first phase, and then it is 25, 25, 25 and 25. It is the second phase. This is the 100, and the 45 is 22 plus 23, which is H6 and a small h6. So 6 space as origin of 7 space. So see here, we had the reach at the center, creates the space. Within created space, there has been a transcendental cavity. This transcendental cavity is having a creative boundary. So transcendental cavity with a creative boundary and the self-referral base of 12 components. From here also we see that there has been a superimposition of solid dimensional frame, solid dimensional order upon the spatial dimensional frame of a 4 space, and it had resulted into a superimposed quadruple dimensions of solid order. This has been the attainment. It is this attainment which has further taken us to the phase and stage of this surface plate, again having a remanifestation, as of first manifestation is 25 and second manifestation takes it 100, and with it there happens this value, and it takes us to 7 space, means the reach is going to be up till the origin of a 6 space. It is reach at the origin of a 6 space. Now let us visit further. We have reached at origin of a 6 space, and origin of 6 space is a 7 space, and 7 space is of a transcendental dimensional order, and the origin of transcendental order is 6 space. 6 space is of a creative dimensional order. Now it is the reach back at the creative dimensional order, and here the origin is 5 space, and it is this origin 5 space which is of values h4 and small h4. Then it itself is h5 and small h5. This is going to be 18 and 19. So we have reached the origin 5 space h5 and h5. It is going to be the origin of a 4 space. Now the point of caution or point of special observation to be kept in mind is that we are essentially within a creator's space. As the creator's space is of a spatial order, so there happens a reversal of an orientation. It is the reversal of the orientation which is at play. We have also seen in the previous lesson the role of Maya and a Leela. Further, we have also noticed that 0, 1 and 1, 0 are reflection pairs. The reflection operation and reflection pairing of artifices will take us to a feature which is only in the context of sthapatya. And among us sthapatya as well, it is a feature with respect to the dimensional frames. And with respect to dimensional frame as well, we know that one space as hypercube 1 is of quadruple dimension, quadruple folds, and a dimension and domain are of opposite orientations. Therefore, -1 is dimension and +1 is the domain. The difference value is 2. It is this spatial order role which is providing us reversal of orientations, and it is this phenomenon of reversal of orientations which is to be kept in mind as interval has a pair of orientations, so surface as well is having a pair of faces. This pair of faces, when we'll have a split, there will emerge a split for the faces, and in between there will be a space which will be accommodating 3 space as a solid bodies, and 4 space is the origin of a 3 space, and then a sequence wise 5 space is origin of 4 space, and so on. It is this phenomenon which is coming into play, and it is this play which will lead us to these Maya and a Leela. And we have seen that 14 has 13 gaps, while 1 to 16 leads to 129, a 13 extra values. And so these 13 extra values, when fill this gap, it make it a 27 value, and 27 is the value parallel with the 27 components of a cube. Otherwise, this value 16 plus 14, 30 is equal to a 3-dimensional setup along with a dimensional frame, but still the origin is sealed. As origin is sealed, it is a transcendental origin. When it is released, unsealed, then it will make one more factor, and total setup will be 31, and it is going to be a 5-fold phenomenon where the synthesis will be permissible. It is this dimensional synthesis for which sequentially we are reaching in the Purushottam Yoga. The text of Shaloka 1, Shaloka 2, and Shaloka 3 is to be visited time and again till one is parallel with it, and one takes it that one transcends Maya and Leela, and so that this reflection operation or this reflection pair of double digit numbers or reversal of the orientations, or that how the phenomenon of transcendental content flow from orb of the sun is having a reach within creator's space, and because of the spatial order there is a reversal of orientation, and there is again a reach back at origin of sixth space, which with the opposite orientations takes us to Prakriti 8 space with 9 space as an origin, and now Brahm is of value 45, which has a split as 22 and 23. It is h6 and small h6. These all features are simultaneously coming into play, and as these are very large in number, and as these are having simultaneous play in their role, therefore it will be a good exercise that one shall write the text of Shaloka 1, Shaloka 2, and Shaloka 3 and reach at their sthapatya, and where there is a happening a progression, how this progression phases of the sthapatya formats of Shlokas 1, 2, 3 of chapter 5 are sequentially, gently taking us along a path which is a path to take to the eternity. Thank you very much.